Hey everyone, welcome back to Shade Review. In today's video, we are reviewing the Oliver People's Only Collection N04 sunglasses. But first off, I gotta thank today's video sponsor, our own website, shadereviewstore.com. The absolute best place to buy designer sunglasses, up to 80% off the original MSRP. Again, our website there is shadereviewstore.com. Check it out. Let's go ahead and pop the sunglasses on face and talk about the dimensions. These have 50mm lenses and then a 19mm bridge, and it's the standard size of these frames. They're also produced in a larger lens size, which has 53mm lenses and the same 19mm bridge. Now, as far as the exact colorway that I have on today's video, these have their Altego tortoise frames, which are made out of acetate, and they're made out of a Japanese acetate, and they're absolutely beautiful, especially when wearing these outdoors. The sunlight just really makes these frames pop and look really, really beautiful. And the lenses are their true brown polarized lens. It's a brown lens, and it's gonna look absolutely beautiful when looking through them. Definitely help increase the contrast of the outside world, even though they do have those polarized lenses, which are also going to block 99.9% of glare, which is really nice, and just a very high quality lens. Now, as far as the styling of these frames goes, Oliver People says these are a reinterpretation of the iconic Oliver frame that was probably released about 5 years ago, and it is a classic frame in Oliver People's sunglass lineup. Just a really good looking Wayfair pair of sunglasses. These are kind of like a Japanese version of them, so the build quality is going to be better on these with higher quality acetates and also higher quality finishing as well. And also, of course, the styling is going to be different. These do have a little bit of a Japanese flair to them, in my opinion. What makes these most different, comparing them to the Oliver Sun, is the fact they have these kind of acetate side shields here. So here we can see, I wouldn't actually call this a side shield, I guess, but they do have this style which reminds me of a side shield on a pair of sunglasses. And I've never really seen that on a Wayfair style pair, which is really interesting. And I definitely really do like it. I like how unique it looks. Now, this is a part of Oliver People's Only Collection. That means that the fronts are going to be completely clean of any logoing or anything like that. They kind of strip the frames down and make them as simplistic as they possibly can. So here in the top corners, all we can see is the metal accent here, and that's not just for show. That is actually what is connected to the 5-barrel all-metal hinge, which is also connected to the metal stem that runs all the way down the temples. That's going to help you heat up the frames and adjust them to your liking, or have an optician do that for you to make the sunglasses fit absolutely perfectly, and that metal piece is going to help hold that adjustment there. Now, if we take a look at the inner right temple of the sunglasses, we can see the only thing here is going to be an embedded Oliver People's logo, and it's not really embedded. I guess it's like semi-embedded. It is actually a little bit raised, and it looks really nice with their little geometric logo. Then we can see that beautiful 5-barrel all-metal hinge, which looks really nice, and in that really nice looking hinge, we can also see the Oliver People logo kind of stacked up on top of each other. Here in the inner left temple of sunglasses, we can see there aren't any logos at all or any branding here in the inside temple. So basically, these frames look super clean and really nice. No logos, nothing like that. If you want more information about the frames, you got to look here at the underneath of the temple. So here we can see some text, and that's the core code and model information. And then here on the other side, it does say made in Japan with the unique serial number for this particular pair of frames. So yeah, with Oliver People's Only Collection, it's definitely about advertising you than it is advertising a sunglass brand. That's what Oliver People's is for the most part to begin with, but with the Only Collection, they really just take it to the next level. Now, as far as coverage from sun goes, these are gonna have a pretty big gap to let sunlight get unprotected, unfortunately, here up top. Then here on the side, again, definitely a pretty big gap to let sunlight unprotected. So not a very practical pair of sunglasses as far as coverage from sun goes, but they do have a very nice and premium anti-reflective material here on the back side of the lens, which is going to help reduce sunlight coming in, bouncing off the lens at an angle, causing eye discomfort. So that is definitely really nice, especially with a pair of sunglasses that doesn't have the best coverage. Now, as far as the quality of the acetate goes, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier in the video, the quality here is just absolutely beautiful. It looks really nice, especially when putting them up to the light. And you really just got to take a look at the acetate for yourself to really see the beauty in it and the uniqueness of the tortoise. Every single pair is going to be completely unique with this tortoise color, with the different ways that the light's going to catch it and the different semi-transparent colors as well. Just really nice, and I do love a beautiful Japanese acetate tortoise frame. Now, as far as weight goes, these frames are very heavy, coming in at 50 grams. So if you wear these frames for a long time, you're definitely going to feel some discomfort here on the nose and here on the ear rest as well. But with that being said, they do have a pretty good balance to them. So here we can see they do have a pretty nice balance to them. They're definitely not too top heavy here on the lenses, but they're still a very, very heavy pair of sunglasses. With that weight of 50 grams, there's just no way to get past that. And it's just a big kind of bulky and heavy pair of sunglasses, but they're made out of extremely high quality Japanese acetate and have all glass lenses, metal rods that run through the temples, and everything that you'd want on a pair of sunglasses. And with that definitely comes a pretty heavy weight. Now to quickly get back to styling here, I actually do prefer these over the Oliver Sun. I think they're gonna be a little bit more flatter on the face here up at the top, and they definitely look really unique here with the little acetate that kind of comes out here. And if you take a look here at the back side of the sunglasses, it's probably gonna be a little bit hard to tell. It is super, super unique as well. There's kind of like a cutout here, and it looks really, really interesting. Maybe if I increase the exposure, you can see it a little bit better, but just really interesting, and it looks very striking here on the sides there. And another thing that I do want to mention here that makes these different than the Oliver Sun is the uniqueness of these temples. So here we can see it starts out skinny and then actually gets thicker, and then it gets skinny again, and then it gets thicker, and then again it gets thin here towards the ear rest. So there's a lot going on with the temples. They're not just kind of simple temples that you'd find on an Oliver Sun. These are definitely way more geometric. There's a lot more going on here, and they're also going to be a lot harder to produce because of that. The biggest downside of these frames is definitely the price. They're going to come in at $694, and that is a really, really expensive price to pay for a pair of sunglasses, of course. And they are made out of the highest quality Japanese acetates. I believe it's Takuron acetate, but I'm not 1000% sure because All Peoples doesn't actually tell us what brand of acetate they're actually using, but it definitely looks like Takuron. Just absolutely gorgeous stuff here. Kind of like the same acetate you'd find on a pair of JMM sunglasses. But yeah, for the price of $700 basically, it doesn't cost that much more money to actually get a pair of JMM sunglasses. But what these have that most JMM sunglasses don't is the all glass lenses. And because of that, these frames are going to outlast those JMM sunglasses for sure. They're going to have better scratch resistance. They're also going to have better clarity as well. They're also going to be heavier, which is definitely a downside, but this pair of sunglasses is going to last forever if you take care of it. Where a JMM pair of sunglasses, you're probably going to have to replace the lenses at some point because they mostly use CR39 lenses, and they're just going to get scratched up eventually if you wear them enough, or if you just even clean them enough with not taking extreme care for your pair of sunglasses. Is the build quality of these quite as good as a pair of JMM sunglasses? No, these are not at that same level necessarily, even though the price is kind of similar there, but it is really nice that they do have these all glass lenses. Well, either way, it's a beautiful pair of sunglasses, and I really do like these a lot, and I'm going to leave a link in the description down below directly to our website because we do have these sunglasses available on our website for a substantial discount off the original MSRP, so make sure to check out shadereviewstore.com for current pricing and availability of these sunglasses. But that's all we got for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give me a big thumbs up down below, and of course, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and then to be notified every single time I upload a brand new video, just like this one, to our YouTube channel. Again, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.